Hello and welcome to the Recording Journey. My name is Kai Ellis. This week on the journey, we got some news, some music selections from some of our community members, maybe one or two special surprises waiting for you at the end. It's going to be a great show. Let's go ahead and get started. First up, it's the news. Number one thing I want you to know about in the news today is Band Ball 2024. Now, if you don't know, Band Ball is one of the most amazing things this community does every year. It's an annual competition where you put your name in the hat to say, I want to take part in this thing. And then we do a drawing. Names are drawn from the hat, and then you find out what band you're in and who you're in the band with. It's an extraordinary little experiment. You got a couple of months to write, record, produce a song together, and then at the end of that, it's all entered into the voting pool. Everybody from the community votes on the song, and then the winner gets bragging rights from here to eternity. Now, there is a little bit of a deadline to sign up. You've got until July the 26th to be guaranteed a spot in the band. If you sign up after that deadline, you'll be added to the reserves list, and you'll have an opportunity to join a band mid-competition if somebody else drops out, which we hope doesn't happen, but does happen every once in a while just because, life comes up and knocks on all of our doors once in a while and says, hey, you're not going to have time for that. So come take part in it. It's a good time. And even if you don't want to be in a band, keep your eye on it because listening to everybody's submissions and voting on it, it's just one of the most exciting things we all get to do every year. So head on over to therecordingjourney.com, get into the forum. You'll find the thread real fast and go sign up for it, all right? I'll see you there. Now, the next thing I want you to know about is a weekly meetup called Feedback Fridays. It's a Zoom meeting. That's a chance for all of us around the world and any of you interplanetary extraordinaires to meet up by video and give us a song to listen to. It doesn't matter what stage it's at. It can be in the demo stage. It can be all ready for the radio and slickly produced. It doesn't matter. Just at a stage where you'd like to hear some people's thoughts about it. And not just in the time-delayed place of the forum where we're reading threads, but in real time, on video with each other, where it's got much more of that feeling of we're in the room together hanging out. Plus, the meeting tends to start with a talk from one of our more experienced members on one of their subject matter expertises. Like most recently, our own Khaled Barrow gave a little bitty talk on mastering, and any of us who have tried to dive deep into that subject know that it's some black magic sorcery. It's a well you'll never get to the bottom of no matter how deep you dig. So it was great to get some tips and tricks and insights and understandings from him. So come on and check out Feedback Fridays and get some feedback on one of your own songs. I know you'll enjoy it. And speaking of getting feedback on one of your songs, it's time for some music from our community members. I want to start off with a song from Mike O. Now, let me tell you, his song Camille's Lament is from the very first iteration that we got of it. I mean, we all knew there was something special happening there, but talk about a song that once it got some fresh ears on it and a couple of suggestions and a little bit of constructive feedback, Mike took all that and took this song to a whole new level. I'm going to read from his initial post to give you a little bit of context and background on the song, all right? He said, a friend of mine challenged me to write a piece about a historical event relevant to our local area. He suggested a song about the time Hurricane Camille stalled over the Blue Ridge Mountains, and it decimated a community of mountain residents in Nelson County. I was 11 at the time and only had a vague recollection of the events, so he provided the background and eyewitness reports and showed me a poem he had been working on about it. It was epic and too long for a song, but it pointed me in the right direction. He says, I used Gordon Lightfoot's The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald and James Keelighan's Cold Missouri Waters for inspiration and a reference as how to write that kind of song. And folks, let me tell you, it is quite a song. I'm going to play you the most updated version of it, but it will be worth your time to go onto the forum, find the thread, and listen to the evolution of it from the first time that Mike posted for us. Here it is, Camille's Lament from Mike O.
Living on a mountain can be hard, especially if you drop your guard and Mother Nature comes to steal your breath. Such was the day when Camille arrived in August of 1969. bring the Blue Ridge wind, rain and death. Some say they heard the mountain cry as the storm's fury fell from the sky and battered earth melted with a groan. Ridges fell in an endless moment, ears ached from the sound of torment as wind and rain washed away more than stone. Mothers, fathers, sons, and daughters wrestled against the rising waters, praying for the strength just to survive. For one family near Davis Creek, the battle was long and outcome bleak, as 18 of their own lost the fight. The rain stopped in the early morn, 130 souls had been torn from this world and all they loved that night. Once in every 1,000 years, Mother Nature's endless tears are more than mountains and men can keep at bay. For Nelson County's mountain folk, Camille's harsh and brutal stroke wiped away all but memories of that day. But they survived that cruel attack, and mountain pride had brought them back, though their lives would never be the same. Because living on a mountain can be hard, especially when you drop your guard and Mother Nature's come to steal your breath.
Whew. That song gets me choked up just listening to it every time. And I'm from the South, so it's got a special and emotional poignancy to me. Hope you enjoyed it. Now, the next song I want to bring to your attention is from our very own Jacob Corbin. He just released this song about a week ago. It's called Spares. And one of the things he told us about it that's really cool is he says the person who did the cover art for him was his own daughter. And I'm telling you, when you go take a look at it, because it's on all the streaming sites, YouTube, Spotify, all that stuff, and you see the cover art, you'll see that really is something special. His daughter's got a gift. So take a listen to this song. One of my favorite comments on the thread where he posted it compared it to a little bit of a King Crimson flavor, and I think that's appropriate. I know you'll like it. Here it is by Jacob Corbin. It's Spares.
The name is the same as it was before. That's what the papers say. But it's all an illusion that leads to confusion, getting worse every day. The game is the same as it was before. Mortal rules are here to stay. But the burning desire to keep playing with fire has taken the soul away. A man of spare parts from glossy magazines tries out different hearts like he's changing jeans. He's trying hard to be himself, but himself doesn't know what's him anymore. It's a beat that these feet carry this weight. The smile looks real at first, but the gate is not it, and it's clear bit by bit that this whole experiment's cursed. Left hand, second hand, it was a good deal. A confused laugh doesn't wag its tail. He took the enzyme twice a day on time, but it was to no avail. Man has spare parts from glossy magazines, tries out different hearts like he's changing genes. He's trying hard to be himself, but his self doesn't know what's him anymore. Not funny, rather uncanny, like a personal version of hell. And the tyrant mind whispers from behind, welcome to the long farewell. From glossy magazines, tries out different hearts like he's changing genes. He's trying hard to be himself.
I'm right, huh? It's a real King Crimson vibe, and I mean that in the best way possible. So, Jacob, keep 'em coming, man. We want more music from you. All right, next up, we got a song between Tony B and Papa Ginseng, a little collab. The song's called Without You. Here's what Tony B said about it. He said, here's a collaboration between myself and Papa Ginseng. It started off with the intro riff, and then PG ran with it and fleshed out the song. Needless to say, he also mixed and mastered it. And I will tell you all, that's one of those reasons this song sounds so dang good. That man, he has got a gift. So here's the song for your listening pleasure. It's Without You by Tony B and Papa Ginseng. what a song. And I'll tell you, one of my favorite things about it is all the conversation that happened about it on the forum, how it went through a little bit of an evolution, and there's even a cool discussion going on about the lyrics and that line about a desert without rain, if that's a good thing or a bad thing, if it's a thing we deserve to feel happy or sad about. I'll tell you, it's not just music, it's the lyrics that matter too. They shape the storyline of the song, the emotion and the energy curve of it, the whole experience that the listener has. And it's really cool that our community can go deep on a song from so many angles and on so many levels. All right, last piece of music I'm going to give to you is by none other than me, Kai Ellis. It was part of our monthly Cover This Song challenge. Now, this most recent one, we had a couple of different songs that we could choose from if we wanted to, and then put our own little spin on it. The one I chose was a classic soft rock song called Missing You by the inimitable John Waite. And I put my own little spin on it, I got my own little cinematic pop industrial kind of flavor to things, and that's what you'll hear in this. Biggest change I made is, quite frankly, I can't sing that damn high. That John Waite is way up there. That's a true tenor. So first thing you might notice, I changed the key on this song, make it much more manageable for me. But it's a lot of fun to sing, a lot of fun to produce. I hope you like it. Here it is, my cover of John Waite's Missing You.
Missing you, missing you, missing you. Every time I think of you, I always catch my breath, and I'm still standing here, and you're miles away, and I'm wondering why you left. And there's a storm that's raging through my frozen heart tonight. I hear your name in certain circles, and it always makes me smile. And there's a heart that's breaking down this long distance line tonight. I ain't missing you at all. Missing you since you've been gone away. I ain't missing you at all. Missing you no matter what my friends say. There's a message in the wild, and I'm sending you this signal tonight. You don't know how desperate I've become, and it looks like I'm losing this fight. And there's a storm that's raging through my frozen heart tonight. In your world, I have no meaning, though I'm trying hard to understand that there's a heart that's breaking down this long distance line tonight. I ain't missing you at all. Missing you since you've been gone away. I ain't missing you at all. Missing you no matter what my friends say. I ain't missing you at all. Missing you since you've been gone away. I ain't missing you at all. Missing you no matter what all my friends say. I ain't missing you at all.
Appreciate y'all listening to that. Hope you enjoyed listening to it as much as I enjoyed making it. Now we're coming up towards the end of this week's episode of the Recording Journey podcast. I know it's sad, I know. But all parties must come to an end eventually. Eventually, you gotta go home and go to bed and get ready to get up in 2 hours and go to work. So one of the last things I want to mention to you is the Recording Journey YouTube channel. It's a real special place where a whole lot of things get featured, like this podcast or selections from community members' music, and we got a really cool competition going on to see whose song on the Recording Journey YouTube channel can get the most hits. And we're not just looking for vanity plays, we're looking to see how much we can help each other out and bring some attention to the channel, each other's music. So come on, get on the channel, subscribe, like it, share it out, tell all your friends and family about it until they come join the Recording Journey and start making music themselves. That's right, it is never too late to start the journey, y'all. Now, the last thing I want to bring up with you is a really cool conversation that's been happening on the forum, started by Khaled. It's about, can you identify a band just by the sound of their drum kit? It's such an interesting question because I think most of us can identify a whole lot of drummers by their playing style, but identifying that drummer just by the sound of their kit on a recording, well, that's a different animal, isn't it? And I'll tell you, the one example that prompted Khaled to bring this up is the one example I can even think of where I would have that reaction too. He heard a song on the radio. He'd never heard the song before, didn't know what band it was, but he took a wild guess. He says, I think that's Pantera. And sure enough, the song turned out to be Walk by Pantera from their seminal album, Vulgar Display of Power. And I will admit, Vinnie Paul had a way of, whether it was playing his kit, miking his kit, producing his kit, mixing his kit, I don't know, but I'll tell you, for most of the Pantera discography that I've ever heard of, and I've heard a lot of it, it is immediately recognizable as Vinnie Paul's drum kit. I'm telling you, even if you didn't know the song, even if it was something from the band you'd never heard of, if you just played it and you were at all familiar with the sound of that drum kit, I think you'd do just like Khaled did and you'd know who it was. So jump in that thread if you get a chance, and if you've got another contribution to it, another drummer that you feel like, yeah, just by listening to the sound of their kit, forget about their playing style, I'd be pretty sure who that was. We'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Now that's going to bring us to the end of this week's The Recording Journey podcast, episode number 2. It's been great spending some time with you, giving you a couple of updates on what's happening on our forum. I hope that you'll join us at therecordingjourney.com. Come on into the community, be a part of an exciting place full of supportive and encouraging people who are just here to help each other make better music. Love y'all. Have a blessed week. Talk to you soon.